The world is still reeling from the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, but one thing is certain: their legacy will live on forever. Kobe was one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but he was also a financial wizard. He turned his impressive career earnings into a fortune worth $600 million through shrewd investments and smart business deals. Kobe donated countless hours of his time and millions of dollars to various charities. His nonprofit, the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, continues to raise funds for underserved youth athletes and young women in sports. Here's a look at how Kobe earned and spent his fortune. Kobe Bryant earned a staggering $323.5 million in salary during his illustrious playing career. Many consider him to be the greatest Laker of all time, and some would even say that he is the GOAT, period. He certainly deserves a spot in the pantheon of all-time greats alongside Jordan and LeBron. Kobe led the Lakers to the finals 7 times and earned 5 chips, so it's no wonder the Lakers were willing to pay him so much. Kobe's first Lakers contract covered 3 years and paid $3.5 million. The Lakers then paid Kobe $320 million over the following 17 seasons. Including endorsements, Kobe earned $680 million during his playing career. That's more than any team athlete ever, behind only the superstars in individual sports like Tiger Woods, Michael Schumacher, and Floyd Mayweather. Kobe used his fortune to better the world and improve the lives of his daughters, but he did buy himself fancy things from time to time. Kobe owned some very fancy and expensive mansions, and he and his widow Vanessa Bryant would often flip homes for profit. He owned a 2,300 square foot Spanish-style villa in Irvine, California, with a brick stucco exterior and lush landscaping. Vanessa sold the home for $2 million shortly after Kobe's passing. The couple also owned a stunning 8,500 square foot mansion in Orange County that was sold in 2013 for $8.6 million. This beautiful mansion had a large library, gym, a hair salon, movie theater, outdoor fire pit, and even a shark tank. Kobe and Vanessa also owned a 15,760 square foot, 4-storied mansion in Orange County, worth $21.3 million. The home was custom built to their specifications and included a home gym, sauna, steam room, recreation room, and a home theater. Kobe Bryant was an avid car collector, and he had numerous valuable cars in his garage, some worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If a fancy sports car caught his eye, he would buy it in a heartbeat. He owned a $329,000 Ferrari 458 Italia, which he bought on a whim. Kobe walked into the Ferrari dealership and was so impressed with the car, he instantly wrote a check. Kobe also owned a $70,000 Cadillac Escalade, a $100,000 2011 Fisker Karma plug-in hybrid, a $400,000 Lamborghini Murcielago, and a $400,000 Lamborghini Aventador. His $200,000 Bentley Continental GT was decked out in a beautiful color shift pearl paint job that shimmered as he drove the unique car down the streets of LA. Kobe's custom Chevy Impala was recently sold at auction for $221,400. The retro ride was a Christmas gift from Vanessa and featured a fully rebuilt engine, installed hydraulics, and a custom paint job from West Coast Customs. Kobe's good friend Snoop Dogg gifted him a cool and unique ride when he retired from the NBA. Kobe's $50,000 1967 Pontiac Parisine convertible was one of his most prized possessions because of its sentimental value. Kobe was such a superstar that practically every company wanted to work with him. He had endorsement deals with big brands like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Mercedes-Benz, Hublot, Lenovo, Panini, Nintendo, Sony, and, of course, Nike. In 2001, McDonald's signed Bryant to a $10 million endorsement deal, which saw the superstar promote the Big and Tasty Burger. Kobe graced the cover of the Nintendo 64 exclusive video game NBA Courtside in 1998. Kobe became one of the youngest athletes ever to have a video game to his namesake, and the video game was so popular that it spawned a sequel a year later. More than a decade later, Kobe would promote a video game once more. He starred in commercials for Call of Duty Black Ops in 2010. Kobe signed his first shoe deal with Adidas in 1996 when he was just 17 years old. The deal was worth $48 million over 6 years, but Kobe had his sights on something bigger. He reportedly paid $8 million to exit his deal with Adidas in 2002 so he could sign with Nike instead. He then signed a 4-year contract with Nike worth $40 million. Shortly after his retirement in 2016, Kobe cemented a 5-year deal with Nike that would extend his Mamba shoe line well into his retirement. And there were rumors that Kobe would sign a lifetime deal with Nike, similar to the deals of LeBron and Michael Jordan. However, after Kobe's passing, Nike and the Bryant's estate failed to reach a new agreement. Kobe sneakers are more popular than ever, and limited edition runs typically sell out in seconds. However, the Kobe line earned far less revenue for Nike than the Jordan brand. In 2013, Bryant founded Kobe Inc., and it proved to be one of the wisest business decisions of his life. He formed the company so he could invest in sports-related business, and he was inspired by fellow NBA legend Magic Johnson, who parlayed his on-court success into a business empire. Kobe was well on his way to reaching billionaire status. His $5 million investment in the sports drink company Body Armor quickly grew to $200 million after Coca-Cola showed interest in the company. In 2018, Coca-Cola invested $300 million in Body Armor, which resulted in the company reaching a valuation of $2 billion. Kobe also had a creative side. He founded Granity Studios in 2013 to create new ways to tell stories about sports. In 2017, the studio released a short animated film called Dear Basketball that was written and narrated by Kobe. The film was a huge success and even earned Kobe an Academy Award. Kobe donated millions of dollars to charity during his lifetime. He raised $81 million for cancer research in 2012 through Stand Up to Cancer and donated millions more through his charitable foundation. He founded the Kobe and Vanessa Bryant Family Foundation in 2007 to improve the lives of young people and encourage them to stay active in sports. After Kobe's passing, Vanessa Bryant changed the name of the foundation to the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation in honor of Kobe and Gianna. Through the foundation, Kobe donated $20,000 to Kids in Sports Los Angeles and $75,000 to Coach for Kids and their families. Kobe also made sizable donations to the United Way of Los Angeles, After School All-Stars, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the National Museum of African American History and Culture, Aid Still Required, and Step Up on Second. Kobe's philanthropic efforts are fondly remembered and an important part of his legacy. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that Kobe Bryant was the highest paid player in the NBA from 2009 to 2016? He earned $30,453,805 during the 2012 to 2013 NBA season and became the second player in history to have a salary that topped $30 million in a single year.
Steph Curry knows how to sink deep three-pointers and make lots of money. The two-time NBA MVP is one of the highest-paid basketball players in the world, and he has a net worth of about $130 million. He became the first player in NBA history to sign a Supermax contract when the Golden State Warriors offered him a 5-year extension in 2017 worth $201 million. The three-time NBA champ will be raking in hundreds of millions more in the future thanks to lucrative sponsorship deals with companies like Under Armour, JP Morgan Chase, and Brita. Here's a look at how Steph Curry makes and spends his millions. Steph Curry revolutionized the game of basketball, and his success on the court has made him incredibly wealthy. The baby-faced assassin practically grew up with a basketball under his arm. His father, Del Curry, also played in the NBA, and that's one of the reasons that Steph managed to become an NBA superstar. Before he was a 6-time All-Star, Curry was shooting hoops at Davidson College in North Carolina. Scouts had their eyes on Curry, and he was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2009. He went from being a Wildcat to a star player on the Dubs almost immediately. The only thing more impressive than Curry's stats is his bank account. Curry was rolling in the cash in his rookie season, but it was only the beginning of his earning potential. He signed a 4-year contract with the Warriors that earned him an average of about $3 million per season. In his first 4 years on the court, Curry averaged 9.2 points, 6.1 assists, and 4.0 rebounds per game. Needless to say, the town was getting a great deal. $3 million is a lot of money, but Curry clearly demonstrated that he was worth a lot more than that. In his rookie season, the Golden Boy made $2,710,560. In Season 2, Curry took home $2,913,840, and in Season 3, he earned $2,508,901. In the final year of his original contract, the Golden State Warriors paid Curry $3,958,742. When his current contract expires, Curry will have earned over $257 million in his playing career. Today, Curry has a net worth of about $130 million, but if he signs another Supermax contract and the endorsements keep rolling in, then he will be worth a lot more. Curry made history when he signed a Supermax contract with the Warriors in 2017. He became the first NBA player in history to sign a Supermax contract worth more than $200 million. The Warriors signed Curry to a 5-year deal worth $201.2 million. He's definitely worth all that money. The town wouldn't have won 3 chips without Curry. Curry might even be a 5-time champ today if it weren't for an incredible comeback performance by King James and the Claw being cheered on by the entire country of Canada. The Golden State Warriors made 5 straight trips to the finals from 2015 to 2019 and were only defeated by LeBron James' Cavs in 2016 and Kawhi Leonard's Raptors in 2019. You better believe that the Warriors will want to re-sign Curry to another Supermax contract when he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2022. Curry makes a lot of money from his NBA salary, but his endorsement deals might end up being worth a lot more. Curry has deals with Callaway Golf, JP Morgan Chase, Fanatics, Brita, and Infinity. However, the big bucks come from his contract with Under Armour. You might be wondering why Curry isn't with Nike. After all, that's where most of the superstars go. LeBron, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Giannis Antetokounmpo are all with Nike. Curry wore Nikes in his first 4 seasons, but Nike dropped the ball, no pun intended, when it came to signing Curry to a lucrative endorsement deal in 2013. During a pitch meeting to re-sign Curry, the Nike team mispronounced his name, they called him Stefan instead of Stephen, and even had Kevin Durant's name on one of the PowerPoint slides. The blunder likely cost Nike billions, and Curry signed with Under Armour instead. There are also reports that Nike was only willing to fork over $4 million per year. Today, Under Armour pays Curry $20 million per year, but Curry's current contract with Under Armour expires in 2024. We wouldn't be surprised if Under Armour offers Curry a deal worth $250 million or more during the next go-round. A $1 billion lifetime deal like the one LeBron has with Nike is also not out of the question. According to Morgan Stanley, Curry's value to Under Armour is at least $14 billion. Clearly, Curry makes a big difference to Under Armour, and it looks like the company wants to keep him around for the long haul. Sneakerheads are looking forward to the release of the highly anticipated Curry 8. There is no doubt that the Knicks will be extremely popular with collectors and basketball fans. Curry is well on his way to creating a sneaker and clothing empire. Under Armour wants to give Curry his own brand similar to what Nike offered Michael Jordan. We all know how successful the Air Jordan brand has become, so it's possible that Curry sneakers and clothing could bring in billions in the future. Last year, Curry signed a multi-year agreement with Japanese e-commerce giant Rakuten. Curry will act as Rakuten's brand ambassador, and the company will sponsor his Underrated Tour, which is a one-of-a-kind basketball camp for overlooked prep athletes. In 2017, Curry founded SC30 to manage his business dealings and investments. SC30 has invested in numerous startups over the last few years, including Palm, Snap Travel, Slice, and Team Solomid Esports. Curry has his fingers in many pies. Sneakers are a staple business venture for an NBA superstar, but did you know that Steph Curry is also a movie producer? In 2018, Curry formed a production company with business partners Jerron Smith and Eric Payton. Unanimous Media produces movie and TV projects that focus on family, faith, and sports themes. The company has already found huge success thanks to a lucrative multi-year production deal with Sony Pictures. Could Steph Curry one day become a Hollywood superstar like Michael Jordan or Shaquille O'Neal? Thanks to his production company, it's certainly possible. Unanimous Media has produced a mini golf-themed game show called Holy Moly. Curry was even a contestant on the show. The production company also created a documentary about Curry called Stephen vs. the Game. Curry has found success as a producer outside of Unanimous Media too. He produced the Christian film Breakthrough, which made $50.4 million at box office on a $14 million budget. Steph Curry has bought some amazing things with his moolah. He owns multiple luxurious properties, a bunch of fancy cars, and some very cool watches. Curry is a family man, so that's why he purchased a $31 million mansion in Atherton, California in the summer of 2019. Atherton is just a short drive from San Francisco, so his morning commute to the Chase Center is a breeze. The 3-story mansion is the perfect place for Steph and his wife Aisha to raise their 3 children. The spacious mansion sits at the end of a small cul-de-sac and offers plenty of privacy. Curry can really unwind at home because his mansion features a swimming pool with a poolside cabana, a built-in barbecue, and an outdoor fireplace. The palatial property sits on a 1.2-acre lot and is a combination of traditional and contemporary styling. His yard is decked out with terraces and formal gardens. There's even a guest house where his dad or brother can stay. Of course, there are basketball courts too. Imagine a pickup game with Del Curry and Seth Curry facing off against Steph Curry. Even 2-on-1 might be too easy for Steph. Last year, Curry and his wife bought an $8 million condo in San Francisco. The 2,800 square foot condo sits on the 30th floor of the 45-story Four Seasons private residences. The stunning condo is just a short walk from Ayesha Curry's restaurant, International Smoke. Concierge service, security monitoring, valet parking, an impressive gym, a lounge with a full bar, private dining experiences, and an outdoor terrace are just some of the perks offered to those who call the Four Seasons private residences home. The condo exudes elegance thanks to Pog and Pole kitchen and bath cabinetry, sub-zero appliances, wide plank oak flooring, and marble bathtubs. The condo is just a short car ride from the Chase Center, so Curry can easily chill here after a hard-fought game. Curry might just have the coolest car collection in the NBA. He has so many cars that he could practically drive a different one to each NBA game. Okay, not quite, but his garage is filled with plenty of flashy and expensive sports cars. Curry owns a 2017 Porsche 911 GT3 RS that's worth $187,500, a Porsche Panamera Turbo S that's worth $150,000, and a 2018 Infiniti Q50 that's worth $35,200. Curry cares about the environment, so of course, he has a Tesla. His Tesla Model X 90D costs $93,184. There are also a plethora of trucks and SUVs in Curry's garage, including a Cadillac Escalade ESV worth $76,990, a Mercedes-Benz G55 worth $123,600, and a Range Rover worth $90,900. Curry clearly rides in style as he cruises up and down the windy roads and steep hills of San Francisco. Curry knows a thing or two about fashion. He has been spotted wearing some extremely luxurious watches while sitting courtside and during press conferences. Some of the watches in his extensive collection include a $9,900 Rolex Sea Dweller Deep Sea, a $14,990 Cartier Santos 100 watch, a stunning gold Audemars Piguet Royal Oak watch worth about $56,000, and a rose gold Rolex President Day Date 2 watch with a price tag of about $30,000. Any one of these luxurious watches would pair nicely with one of Curry's 3 diamond-encrusted NBA championship rings. Curry donates a lot of his time and money to charity. He has poured millions of his own money into worthy causes, and he often encourages his fans to donate as well. Some of the charities he has donated to over the years include the Animal Rescue Foundation, the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, NBA Cares, Nothing But Net's Partnership for a Healthier America, and the United Nations Foundation. He and his wife recently donated 1 million meals to students in Oakland via the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, and he helped raise $82,000 to fight malaria around the world via Facebook's Donate program. Curry's charity work has helped millions, and he's always willing to make personal donations to help out people who are struggling. Curry loves to golf in his free time, and he often competes in the Ellie Mae Classic. In 2018, he donated $25,000 of his own money to one of the tourney's previous competitors, Scott Harrington. Harrington had to miss a tournament in 2018 as his wife was battling against Hodgkin's lymphoma. Curry's donation made a big difference and helped Harrington's wife during her cancer battle. Steph Curry could easily double or even triple his net worth over the next decade. If his Under Armour sub-brand takes off, he might even be as rich as Michael Jordan one day. He's still at the top of his game, and the Warriors would be smart to re-sign him when his contract expires. As long as he stays healthy and doesn't suffer any more major injuries, Curry could easily make another $200 million over 5 years. Curry is one of the most beloved and popular superstars in the NBA, so there's no question that companies will be clamoring to make Curry a brand ambassador. Do you think Curry will be a billionaire one day?
Michael Jordan still has $1.7 billion. It pays to be the greatest of all time, even if you spend money like you know you're the GOAT. How about you and I take a look? Michael Jordan famously has the most Michael Jordan mansion of all time, and you know things are gonna be cool the second you drive up to the place. It literally has a giant gate with MJ's number on it, 23. Then you get to the house itself and you see the Legends house in all its glory. There are so many things to like about this place, even if you are not a big fan of the NBA. For starters, the interior of this place is as classy as you'd expect from one of the greatest players of all time. Each room is classier than the last one, with fine pieces of art, dynamic lighting, and this general vibe throughout that the entire place is a big speakeasy. You kind of think that Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca is gonna walk around the corner and offer you a drink. Then we've got the amenities, and boy does this home have a bunch. It has a fully stocked gym, a pool, a cigar room, a pond stocked with fish, a tennis court, and so many other ridiculous toys to play with, probably a bunch that we don't even know about. Of course, then there are the amenities that are pretty much only for Michael Jordan and the biggest Michael Jordan fans out there. The crown jewel of this brand of amenities is the enormous professional basketball court. While that might be cool to have for a little while, eventually that would just pretty much become a hassle to have to constantly maintain. You're okay with paying to have it cleaned all the time? That is a rich thing, my friends. According to those who have tried and failed to offload this home, the Michael Jordan worship isn't really the big problem. You know that thing that real estate people are always saying? Location, location, location. Well, the problem with this location is that it is not in the area with all the other rich people. It's surrounded by much more modest homes, and yeah, that'll hurt ya. Michael originally put this on the market for $29 million, but has since dropped it down to $14.9 million. Not only that, but he has since sweetened the deal by offering complete sets of Air Jordans on top of the reduced price. And still, no takers. Michael Jordan seems like a humble guy, right? So what, does he just drive around in an old Subaru from the 90s to save money? Yeah, no. If I had to show you one car that describes Jordan as a car buyer, it would probably be his Porsche 911 Turbo S. This car is fast, red, flashy, and practically screams, yeah, I'm Michael Jordan. And it screams at 205 miles per hour with an acceleration time of only 2.6 seconds. Now today, they are worth over $200,000, though a truly pristine model sold for $1.27 million after 33 bids. What really sells this as Jordan's car is the license plate that literally says Air. For something a little out of the 90s, let's look at his Mercedes McLaren SLR 722 edition. This sleek, early 2000s style ride can hit speeds up to 209 miles per hour with an acceleration speed of 3.6 seconds. These cars still go for over $300,000, while pristine versions can go for millions. While anyone else would adore this car, Michael Jordan was evidently not a fan. He ended up selling it after only a few months, with very few miles on it. That very car still sells for upwards of $695,750 just because he used to drive it. So why don't we go back to the 80s and the 90s to see a car that MJ would actually like to drive? That would be his Porsche 930 Turbo Cabriolet Flat Nose. It had a top speed of 160 miles per hour and an acceleration time of 4.85 seconds. While Jordan was a big fan, this was not a favorite at the time, and it was discontinued after 1989. It was a big inspiration for his design of the Air Jordan 6s. So yeah, I'd say this car probably paid for itself at least a few times over. If there's one car that Michael Jordan's known for the most, it's the C4 Corvette. A C4 can go for upwards of $880,000, but they typically go for under $35,000. Now, that doesn't quite sound right for someone with as much money as Michael Jordan, and well, for him, it's quantity over quality. He has had a ton of Corvettes over the years. So many that it's been rumored that he's bought over 18 across his lifetime. Another Michael Jordan 90s classic is his Ferrari 550 Maranello. They go 199 miles per hour with an acceleration speed of 4.4 seconds. Today, these go for over $150,000, but come on. You know that MJ got millions of dollars of enjoyment out of this one. It's red, from the 90s, and it goes real fast. That pretty much is his main criteria for an enjoyable automotive purchase. What can I say? Michael Jordan is not the only one who loved the 90s. Now, as far as I'm concerned, and forgive me if you've heard me say this before, but the finest car that a celeb can get to prove that they are the big deal is a Bugatti Veyron Sang Noir. These are incredibly rare cars. Like, only 12 were made kind of rare. It goes at an incredibly fast top speed of 253 miles per hour. It has a 0 to 60 acceleration speed of 2.6 seconds. And more than any of that, just look at this car. It looks like a really fancy Batmobile. It probably costs as much too. The price for this baby is a shocking $2,22144.59. So yeah, you'd pretty much have to be someone like Michael Jordan to have one. It must be nice being Michael Jordan sometimes. If you ever need a few million, you just go into your closet, find an old pair of shoes you have, and then sell them. I'm serious, by the way. A pair of Michael Jordan's Nike Airships went for $1.5 million in like 2021. This isn't even that odd for a pair of Air Jordans worn by the man himself during one of his legendary games. They've become something of a status symbol. They typically go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when he is willing to part with a full set of Jordans to add value to his home, frankly, it's kind of surprising that no one took him up on the offer just for the deal on the kicks alone. Honestly, it would probably be worth getting stuck in that eyesore of a house. It's big and has nice things, but yeah, it's an eyesore. Now, I don't want you to think that Michael Jordan is all about himself, though. He's also very well known for his charitable endeavors. For instance, just this year, he made a giant contribution to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for his own birthday. For his 60th birthday, he shattered records by making a $10 million donation to the foundation. Say what you want about Michael Jordan, but the man doesn't do anything unless he's gonna be the best. Strangely enough, no matter how much research I did into Michael Jordan's lifestyle, I could not find out if he and Bugs Bunny are still friends after Space Jam.
Basketball legend, actor, rapper, wrestler, and businessman Shaquille O'Neal has seemingly done it all. It's no wonder he's amassed a $400 million net worth. During his NBA days, he made an astonishing $30 million in just one of his years. Since retiring, he stated he makes more money now than he did as a pro, all because of great investments. Over the years, he's splashed his cash in many different ways. From his personal mega properties, his luxury cars, his massive generosity, and many more ways. As a result, we're going to examine all of the various expenditures of Shaq today. So, let's get started. In 1993, Shaq splashed $4 million on a property in Windermere, Florida. In 2018, he put it on the market for a whopping $28 million. The following year, the price dropped to $22 million. This amazing house has been nicknamed Shaq-a-Poco. This 12-bedroom mansion has had a lot of money invested in it over the years, with one of the real estate agents stating that Shaq would be lucky to break even on the sale with the amount of modifications he had done to it. The property also has 15 bathrooms, a media room with a bar, an entertainment room with game tables, and a wet bar. It also has a 6,000 square foot indoor basketball court, 17-car showroom-style garage, and a 95-foot swimming pool. On top of that, there are many decorations with Superman's logo all over the mansion, such as the statue of Superman on the dock, as well as the main bed designed with the famous S emblem. In 2016, O'Neal decided to purchase a swanky property in McDonough, Georgia for $1.5 million. He bought this house so he'd be closer to his workplace as a sports analyst on TNT. The property actually consists of two houses. The first one has 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, a 12-seat home cinema, a game room, and a gym located within a finished basement level. The second house is located on the other side of the large outdoor swimming pool. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and an attached sun porch. Since Shaq struggled to sell his Shaq-a-Poco, Florida house, another property of his was sacrificed to the estate market. The house in question is located in Bell Canyon in California. He first purchased it in 2016 for around $1.8 million. It has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, an outdoor heated swimming pool with a jacuzzi, a media room, a gym. In 2019, Shaq put this house on the market for $2.5 million. It's now being sold for a reduced $2.275 million. Due to his massive 7'1" frame, Shaq has to modify some of the cars he buys. It was no exception with a Ferrari F355 Spider. This car has a 3.5-liter V8 engine. After struggling to get inside the car, Shaq took it to a custom mechanic. They stretched the vehicle so Shaq could sit comfortably within. Due to the stretching of the Ferrari, the mechanics had to remove the top to make these changes. It definitely wasn't meant to be a convertible. Shaq's modified Ferrari was later put on the market for $129,000. After it was sold, the Ferrari would randomly be in the news during 2017. After a raid on a suspect by police, the Ferrari was found there and seized. The Chevy G1500 doesn't look like the most luxurious vehicles. Well, except for the Superman logo on the grille and the 20-inch custom Superman wheels. Yet the interior tells another story.
To start with, the inside is covered with an authentic Louis Vuitton design. There's also a top-of-the-line custom audio system with a built-in HD film projector inside the windscreen. There's also a DVD and Xbox system installed, and many other fun additions. In 2012, it was put on the market for a nifty $45,000. The Vader got its first big claim to fame due to being Joker's car in 2016's Suicide Squad. Its second claim to fame was Shaquille O'Neal buying his own. The Vader is a body kit made by custom-crafted cars in Florida. The kit usually costs around $11,000. However, Shaq isn't like most people. He's pretty tall, after all. Fun rhyme. Anyway, a variety of modifications were necessary for his Vader. Some estimations have stated the added cost was around $40,000, which would make the cost of the car $51,000 altogether. One of the key areas that O'Neal has an interest in is property development. While his name is well connected with LA, Shaq was actually born in Newark, New Jersey. Due to this, he worked with Beret Development on developing a whopping $79 million 22-story apartment block nicknamed Shaq Tower. On top of that, another apartment block is being created by the two parties, all for $150 million. This too is going to be in New Jersey. This 33-story building has been nicknamed the house that Shaq built. In 2019, Shaq became a board member at Papa John's, but that's not all. On top of that, O'Neal will also invest in 9 Papa John's stores in Atlanta. He also became an ambassador for the brand. The pizza company will pay O'Neal $8.25 million over 3 years for the endorsement deal. Recently, Papa John's also released a massive pizza called the Shaq-a-Roni, with $1 of every pizza bought going to the Papa John's Foundation for building community. With the threat of moving the Sacramento Kings out of Sacramento during 2013, a wealthy group consisting of Vivek Ranadive, Mark Mastrov, and Chris Kelly decided to buy the basketball team, all for the hefty price of $535 million. Not long after the purchase, Shaq was also brought on board. He purchased a 5% stake into owning the team as well. As part of the deal of the sale, a new stadium was built for the Kings. In 2016, the Golden One Center was open to the public. The construction is believed to have cost around $558 million. In 2008, Shaq was traded to the Phoenix Suns from Miami Heat. Since he just got there, his new apartment was bare. Feeling frustrated at this, Shaq went to Walmart. While there, he bought furniture and other essential items to brighten up his place. Yet, when he got to the till, the price was $70,000. He tried to pay with his credit card, but it was strangely declined. Moments later, he got a call from his bank as they suspected it was fraud. However, Shaq confirmed it was actually him doing the splurging. Even though the bank person was astonished Shaq had spent so much, they put the payment through in the end. After securing a deal with then sports card company Classic Games, Shaq decided to spend his hefty paycheck. He received $1 million, so he went and bought a, quote, black-on-black Mercedes-Benz, unquote, for $150,000. When he got home, his father joked that he wanted the same car too, so Shaq bought another one. Then his mom wanted a smaller one, so Shaq splashed out a further $100,000. After that, Shaq would also spend cash on jewelry and pricey suits, but O'Neal forgot something important. He didn't actually get $1 million. In his hand, he had plenty of cash left over from his earnings. However, he forgot his agent's fee and other various taxes. The bank manager called Shaq to ask him to be careful with his money. He warned the NBA player that many athletes have no money left after their careers come to a close. After that, Shaq got a business manager to help him avoid these mistakes in the future. Shaq is well known for his generosity. In 2020, Patrick Martin was at Best Buy to get a new laptop. There, he spotted Shaq. Martin went over and gave his condolences to O'Neal for the loss of Kobe Bryant and his sister, Aisha Harrison-Jacks. Touched by the gesture, Shaq decided to buy Martin the most expensive laptop there, which seems to have been the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3. On Best Buy's website, this laptop can go for around $2,800. Shaquille O'Neal is a big believer in education, so much so that he's taken many courses during and after his NBA days to get his credentials. In 2000, Shaq was playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. At the same time, he finally received his bachelor's degree. His major was in general studies and the minor in political science. It was from Louisiana State University. The current cost of attending LSU is between $24,000 and $41,000 per year, depending on whether you're coming from out of state or not. Wanting to get some more knowledge, during 2005, while he was playing for Miami Heat, Shaq was awarded a master's by the University of Phoenix. The MBA was for business, and it was through the university's online course. The cost of that course today is around $10,000 for the year. Even though he's appeared in numerous films and TV shows, Shaq tried his hand on a 4-week filmmaking course at the New York Film Academy during 2011. The cost of the course is $3,647, with a further fee of $552 for equipment. Still, with a hunger to learn, during 2012, Shaq received a doctorate in education from Barry University in Florida, the cost of which is nearly a massive $42,000. But now we can call him Dr. O'Neal. Shaq has a habit of helping those that need assistance financially. In 2008, Shaq's real estate portfolio was valued at a massive $50 million. So, Shaq announced plans to help people that are facing having their home foreclosed due to high interest rates from the banks. He would purchase the house, then sell homes back to those troubled buyers with more affordable terms. Shaq would hope to make a small profit. On top of this, the NBA legend also donates a lot of money to charity. So far, he's donated $1 million to the Boys and Girls Club of America, all so the group can afford technology for children's education. During 2019, Shaq saw a news story about 12-year-old Isaiah Payton. Payton was recovering in the hospital after becoming paralyzed from an attack. Being moved by the story, Shaq wanted to help in some way, so he gave the family a house in College Park, Georgia. House prices in the area are on average around $205,000. On top of that, Shaq would pay the rent on their current apartment for a year, some furniture, and electrical equipment to make their lives a little easier. In 2002, Shaq married Shawnee Nelson. The two would later have 4 children together. By 2011, the two were divorced. Due to there being a prenuptial agreement when they tied the knot, most of Shaq's assets were protected, but the two agreed on a costly private settlement. Every month, Nelson will receive $10,000 in alimony. On top of this, Shaq is paying a further $10,000 in childcare for each of his children with Nelson. With accusations of cheating before their official divorce, Nelson reacted by attacking one of Shaq's prized cars. Shaq then had to drive to the repair shop in this damaged vehicle. All the damage to the car would have cost a pretty penny to fix. And that's it. Which other famous person should we do a video on? Pop your suggestions in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. All of those really help us out. Finally, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.